I'm joined now by Trita Parsi. He's an author on foreign policy in the Middle East and the executive vice president of the Quincy Institute for Responsible Statecraft, a think tank in Washington, D.C. Trita, first, your reaction. How significant is this, and why is it such a major diplomatic achievement?
It is, of course, extremely significant because Saudi-Iranian tensions have been a major destabilizing factor in the Middle East. From Lebanon, Iraq, Syria to Yemen, it has been not the only, but one of the driving forces of the conflicts over there. So reducing their tensions can have significantly positive reverberations throughout the region. There's no guarantee for it. I think we should have humble expectations of what this can mean in the short term, but nevertheless, it is a very important step in the right direction. The fact that China is the mediator behind this, together with Iraq and Oman, is also extremely significant because we have not in the past seen China either want to or be able to play a mediating role in the Middle East. And I think it is an indication of how the world is changing.
Well, how do you think this came about? This seemed to come out of nowhere. We know that these types of diplomatic events do not come out of nowhere. And how did it remain and the communications remain so quiet?
Well, again, that is one of the strengths and the benefits of these countries' ability to keep this quiet. It's quite unusual to be able to hold something like this as tight as they did, and it shows how serious they were about this. I think it's all. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And in regards to the larger implications and what it means for China coming in here, it is very important because in the past, the Chinese wanted to stay out of these conflicts. They've worked very hard not to take sides, but we're now in a situation in which China can translate that posture into a positive mediating role because it is to the benefit of China for the tensions between Iran and the Saudis to reduce. And incidentally, it's to the benefit of the United States as well, even though the Biden administration may not be absolutely thrilled about China playing this role. It is nevertheless beneficial to the U.S. to have more stability in the Persian Gulf.
And Trita, do you think we could see China in more situations like this, playing mediator or peacemaker? And how will the wider region react to all of this? Those countries, will they reconsider who to turn to when it comes to a situation like this? And could we see shifting alliances in the East?
I don't think we're going to see major shifting alliances. I don't think this is something that has taken Saudi Arabia out of the American orbit and put it into the Chinese orbit. But I think what we're seeing is a situation in which the United States itself has ceded its potential, its historical as a mediator to China, because the United States has embroiled itself in too many of the conflicts in the region. It is a co-belligerent too often, and as a result cannot play a major mediating role. Whereas China has adopted a different posture. It doesn't have a major security relationship with any of the countries in the region. It is not the main arms supplier to the region, but it has managed to stay out of this conflict, and as a result is in a better position to be able to mediate, and now has also shown the political will and the skills necessary to do so.
All right, great to get your take on this developing story. Trita Parsi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.